All right. Thank you guys for joining me for another three-power pick a card. But we have a very important channel message. All right. So I'll let you know the title of the three-power pick a card is Update on Your Stalkers. And this important channel message that came through is a karmic ex is under judgment. Close loved ones are discussing their dating life as if they're victims of that person's abuse. The karmic ex is aware they're being judged and feel powerless to the circumstances of their past they try to outrun. I'll say this again for you guys. A karmic ex is under judgment. Close loved ones are discussing their dating life as if they're victims of that person's abuse. The karmic ex is aware they're being judged and feel powerless to the circumstances of their past they tried to outrun. And I'll say it one more last time. A karmic ex is under judgment. Close loved ones are discussing their dating life as if they're the victims of that person's abuse. The karmic ex is aware they're being judged and feel powerless to the circumstances of their past they tried to outrun. So, if this is pertaining to you, or if you know of someone who is in an abusive relationship and the abuser went above and beyond to hide the abuse with severe character defamation, well, know that justice will be on your side, however that shows up. If this person went above and beyond to hide extreme domestic abuse, if this did take place, well, cat's out the bag. People know about it now. Now, how they know about it is very interesting. That I don't know. All I know is the fact that they know about the truth, and this person did a lot of work to appear to be a very, you know, community based individual. When you become aware of this type of thing, when it's being discussed as gossip, that means if that person tried to defamate your character with gossip, whoever they gossip to you about possibly got tired of their shit and said, fuck it, I'm going to tell you the truth about such and such. So that could be how their name, a karmic ex, is being discussed on a great gossip scale with the very same people they used to gossip about you to and gossip about you with. Well, the people who gossiped about you realize they have a lot to lose if they try to defamate your character. So they're trying to destroy the karmic X. And that's why the karmic X feels powerless. Very interesting. And it says of a past they tried to outrun. If they try to outrun this means the things that they did to silence you or that person that you may know of, it was very detrimental. It was life or death. And this is why we go to the three-power pick a card. Update on your stalkers. Okay, we live in a time where a lot of people feel hopeless and they feel if someone inspires hope in them, this is their hero. But their how they choose to treat heroes is very stalkerish, is very codependency, is very criminal minds like, okay? It's something where someone could say, I admire that person, I admire that person. And then you're wondering, why is that person making you feel like you can't be safe doing what you normally do, you know? So when you understand that the delusions of stalkers, um, there is a reason that they have college courses on criminology due to stalkers. For example, we can talk about the single white female profile. That one is one of the most out of control aspects of criminology you could ever find. You could also have unrequited love interest. That right there, crimes of passion, that's on the highest next of criminology. So the fact that we have college courses to identify stalkers, you want to get information. I'll be right back. Now, before we get into this reading, Let's get some protection. Because this is going to be one of them readings where after you get the information, you're going to have to be aware, not to be afraid of these people, but to understand that they retaliate when you actually do not tolerate their abuse. So we're going to bless this reading with some protection. And on the back it says, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. After you receive the information from this reading, take it nice and slow and easy and learn to relax, because I'm picking up on stalkerish energy that wants you to feel like you can't relax. If you've done the necessary work you need to do to be where you're at, and you have stalkerish energies trying to basically get associated with your likeness due to your amount of success, but they don't actually have decent work ethic, this shows you're dealing with the caliber of stalkers who their greed will have them blinded to commit murder. And this is why we're doing a 3-power pick a card of update on your stalkers, okay? So without further ado, I'll see you at your pal or pals of choice. Thank you guys for being present. So welcome, pal 1. Let's get an update on your stalkers. Now, we use the old made card games because the old made card games, I have dedicated this particular set of cards to when gossip is arrayed. So this person could heavily utilize gossip, the stalker I'm picking up on. They could heavily utilize gossip to try to have you become like wary of things. It's like, I feel like you could be minding your own business and you could just basically be progressing and improving yourself. And the times that you're not around, this person will make it seem as if people need to be concerned about you. But literally when you show up, you're doing better and better and improving. And I feel this person could have did this for quite a long time, so that when you actually, if people could compare you to that person is still in the same place, doing the same thing, not understanding why they're receiving the same things. And now they're just appearing as people who just are very envious and jealous of you. And it's showing that when you were with them, this is the stalker. This could be a past, a person in the past you dated, that you were suffering, and now without them, you're not suffering. So it's coming out that this person saw your full potential, and they didn't want you to actually reach it. So they did a lot to sabotage you. Now, this interesting, very interesting, you guys, because instead of the cards coming out about your stalker for pile 1, I got a channel message, which is very interesting. This message is for you guys, pile 1. You have the former here. So your work ethic is beautiful. This is how you have been able to protect yourself from the backlash of this person's malicious gossip. Now, when I say this person could have a PhD course in gossip, they could have created a whole college course on how to effectively gossip and get away with it. When I say this person was so good at gossiping, and they were so good at getting other people interested in the gossip, it would be very interesting if you now know how they feel being subjected to the amount of gossiping expertise that they dished out on you that's happening to them. Now, what's interesting is they think that because you were able and you're able to maintain, balance under pressure, you guys, they think they'll be able to effortlessly do it as well. But they don't actually understand with this former card the amount of work that you put in to get to this place. Now, when the former card comes up, they have to get their hands dirty. They understand the different types of souls. You had to figure out what would work for you, because this person's gossip was so malicious. you literally could have been dead by now. So with the doctor, you have a lot of people wondering how you are still able to keep your head above ground with the amount of abuse that you have been subjected to by this person. And it's called self-care. It's called self-love. Because literally, while what you may do may seem easy, no, you put that work in. You get your hands dirty. And that's what your stalkers have not yet understood. But the good thing is that they don't understand this. I'll tell you guys why. Because them not having patience to see what's going on around them is going to have them walk into the very same traps that they set up for you. Now, I'll tell you why this is working. The only reason this is going to work is because they think if they emulate you, they think they'll get the same results. But they don't exactly know the ins and outs of what it is that you actually are passionate about. So their surface level to emulate your passions is making it so they're attracting people who's going to test if they truly understand what it is they're saying they're committed to. So we also have the astronaut here. You are one of a kind. You are unique. You can't help that. And you also are able to have a new perspective. This is why with the former card, you are able to receive consistent, genuine support who understands the struggles of being an empath, okay? You also, Power One, are going to be meeting healthy people. Healthy people who are not going to expect you to do the work for them. You're gonna be meeting healthy people who they put the work in. When I say they get their hands dirty, they know what the grind is like. You're gonna be meeting some real hustlers, baby. Some hustlers that keep it 100. Instead of having to deal with scam artists like people who's willing to basically stalk you to basically have food on their table, to try to figure out how to, get the rent paid, how to figure out how to make themselves look good when gossip is being exposed. So another thing, update on your stalkers. Gossip is being exposed. Now, these people heavily utilize gossip. So when gossip is being exposed and the truth is coming out, and as I said, this person for you guys, Power One, was a Class A gossiper. They could have started a whole college about it, honey. This person is learning how malicious gossip actually makes people feel when they're being retaliated against. And we're going to end your reading there, Power One. Have a good day. Take a break for that one. Heavy energy. All right, you guys. I had to take a break from Power One. Power One is pretty heavy, all right? But Power Two, let's see what your reading has to say. Update on your stalkers. We have teacher, male person, and hairdresser. Your stalkers are learning humility with teachers. No matter what their ages are, no matter what their diverse backgrounds are, they're starting to understand that, humility is a universal language. And if you have to keep humbling someone too many times to count on a consistent basis, with the male person, people end up, finding clever ways to send messages to them that they're just simply not interested in maintaining that interpersonal connection. But you see how the smile is on this person's face and he has a gift here with male person? If you could simply have told these people, hey, the dynamic of our connection is becoming quite abusive in nature, and I'm trying to tell you in so many ways that I'm not interested in continuing it. But when you have people who keep trying to go around it and this is your stalker. Your stalker has a cycle of trying to figure out how to put themselves back into your lives against your will. They know exactly what they've done to you. They know exactly how bad they've hurt you. They have gone above and beyond to try to force you to forgive them and take them back. These people would then get you back and whoop your ass. And once again, whatever they did to you the first time will be much more worse. So, with people like this who don't exactly understand that enough is enough, I'm not going to tolerate your abuse. But since you're not going to leave on your own, I'm going to Trojan horse your ass. So, you got these people getting Trojan horsed. If these people have been going above and beyond to try to act as if they know you better than you know themselves, they're learning humility. They're learning to understand, yo, it doesn't matter what my age bracket is. I have to be able to humble myself like a child. These people's childish antics is having them get treated like children. Some to the point they're going to lose their jobs because they have tried to basically justify their stalkerish behaviors. And you're not the only people that they stockpile to. They are spreading their energy so thin that they try to stalk multiple people on multiple occasions. So people are finding very clever ways to basically say, hey, enough is enough. We've had it. So with the hairstylist here, naturally the hairstylist is is a trustworthy person, right? People going to experts to figure out how to get rid of these stalkerish people who do not understand that enough is enough and abuse will no longer be tolerated. If you get the law involved, these stalkerish people will negatively impact the outcome of the law. They'll use magic. They'll do community gang stalking. They'll pay people to bully you. And this can negatively impact your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. And they'll go up in court and say, oh, that person's just not taking care of themselves. This is how nasty these people get. And the only way to catch these people is when the very same people that they can't pay anymore need money and that person says no and they can't give them the money, so that them people start telling all their business, not realizing that because they did the dirty work, they're connected to it as well. So if somebody was in a scandal doing some shit to basically get you to look bad in a court case, let's just say they've run out of finances and funds to continuously pay people to keep doing dirty work. So those people are going to basically turn their back on them. All right? And it's going to be the people they least expected. It's going to be the people they thought they had under their finger. It's going to be the people that let them get away with pure murder. It's going to be the people that they took advantage of. I'm picking up on some toxic female energies that feel because they put it good on a brother, that the brother was going to stay, but the brother going to be like, I can get good pussy anywhere. I mean, you doing the same shit these other basic hoes doing. So I'd rather have some good nasty ass sex with a drama-free person. And if that means I got to get away from your silly immature ass, bye bitch. These bitches ain't gonna see it coming. So if some of your stalkers are some very jealous, envious females, it doesn't matter how advanced in the bedroom that they are. They gonna have people leaving them left and right, bruh. And this is where they're gonna learn to stop taking advantage of good ass men. All right, and this is where update on your stalkers. You got another message coming up. We got waiter and vet. They gonna fall for the wrong type of person. The person that says, you know, he didn't take care of you right. He didn't actually appreciate you how you deserve to be appreciated. I'm gonna treat you like a real man should. And they gonna fall for it, not realizing that the person that they fucked over simply set boundaries with them and they didn't like it. So when they meet people who basically, feeds their emotional manipulation habits, they're gonna realize they had wished they had simply did some inner work, took time to themselves, instead of trying to make a brother that don't want them jealous. So that's update on some of your stalkers. Let's just say domestic abuse has contributed to homelessness. It has contributed to multiple unknown ways of death. Domestic abuse, when it's not actually dug into thoroughly with the time it deserves, and domestic abuse cases normally take years if you're a good quality detective or investigator, because the motivations behind domestic abuse can be pretty gory, to the point that we have had novels written about supernatural uh gory crimes of passion. If you could think about, for example, there's a I stay in New York City, and there's a haunted home in New York City in which couples would get a very good deal after they had experienced death. If they had to leave the big city and they wanted to get away from trouble, they would move to like very inexpensive fucking mansions in these very lustrous places in New York City. Now, most people would think these people have a lot of money because it's a bunch of rooms in the bitch. No. The fact that you had a realtor agent sell it for dirt cheap is sign enough. This house is haunted. Now, what normally happens is those couples move into the house, and then the husband goes berserk on the female, and the kids are scarred. And you have family secrets hidden for years trying to figure out what the fuck happened to such and such. So a lot of detectives don't take the time to understand that if you're dealing with domestic abuse cases in which way too many cooks was in the kitchen and the truth starts coming out, you got to take more time to dig up what happened. Because when people start realizing what was going on in the romantic relationship, it's like it took a turn in ways that you can't expect. So another thing for you guys, pal, to update on your stalkers. Some of them are experiencing domestic abuse, and some of them could be experiencing paranormal experiences with domestic abuse being involved, and they don't have anyone to talk to about it. So you have their partners basically like shush, and they're experiencing the paranormal experiences too. But they don't want people to know that they're abusing their partner. They'll lose their family. But they also don't want their partners to know why paranormal experiences are occurring. So they're basically gaslighting their partners. And their partners is like, we need help here. There's some fucked up shit going on in our family. So for Power to update on your stalkers. If they haven't attracted abusive partners yet, they will be attracting it because they're not practicing emotional discipline, emotional awareness, and emotional consciousness. And it's not because they don't want to or they don't have the strength to do it. Well, actually, no, it's because they simply don't want to. They have the strength to do it. They're just simply choosing not to do it. So they're going to be attracting abusive partners. And if they've done anything that can negatively impact others, if it had anything to do involved with the esoterics, all that is showing up as paranormal activity. So they're doing their best to act as if everything is good. So I would say don't actually interact with them in an intimate manner because they're basically trying to get you to experience what they're experiencing, since they don't have a lot of people to talk to about what they're experiencing. They'd rather someone suffer with them instead of someone knowing how to get out of that situation. They're not trying to get out of their situation. They're making it worse, and they're trying to get people involved with it as well. So that's some extra information you guys needed to know, pal, too. Have a good day. That energy's a bit more lighter. Welcome, Pal 3. So I feel like you guys are gonna be laughing y'all asses off. The first pal was a bit gory. It was like, what in the fuck, bro? The second pal was like, you getting fed up with some shit and you just like, hold on, how much more shit can I take? And why should I be tolerating this bullshit? So pile 3, it sounds like you guys just no worries. You don't want to basically stop being a problem? I'll solution you. So let's see. Update on your stalkers. I feel lighthearted and I feel like you're going to be laughing. We have the farmer and the janitor. So I feel like you know sensitive information about these stalkers to the point, logically, there is no reason they should be acting the way that they're acting. There is no reason they should be including others in their foolishness. But the fact that they're doing it anyway, and they're doing it with a lot of pride as well, this is where those old proverbs come into play. Yesterday, a wise gentleman told me, before the fall comes pride. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys about my personal experience. I have given into pride quite a few times, too many to count actually, and I've lost a lot of things. What really stopped me from giving into pride and opening up about my vulnerabilities was after I got disconnected from my children and I learned to heal from it. However, when people are healing, it's very painful. So a lot of people don't exactly want to go through the growing pains of healing. So the people that you're dealing with, they instead didn't want to feel the growing pains of healing because healing isn't linear. They decided to act as if they had healed, but they still were haunted by their true character. So they try to get away with doing evil shit appearing good. And this is where I feel you guys are going to laugh with the farmer and janitor, because I feel you know exactly how these guys self-sabotage. Now, I don't feel like you guys, are picking up on this information because you have ill intentions to fuck them up. I feel like you guys just finally had enough and you realize you're dealing with people that don't even know how to be at peace with themselves. They're running from themselves, and then they're trying to get other people to be afraid of themselves as well and doubt themselves as they doubt themselves. So I feel you are able to clock these patterns of how they move. And I feel you are basically reminding them, what you eat don't make me shit. So I feel like you are, showing these people in a very interesting manner in ways that they could never imagine with the waiter. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. I feel like you naturally are kind-hearted, Pile 3. I feel like you guys actually understand how politics work. So you guys understand that there's some things you got to do when you got to do it, but it's all about doing it with integrity. It's all about doing it in a manner that doesn't negatively impact you or your family or your external environment. So when you have to get justice dealing with stalkers who don't give a fuck about the justice system and who will do spell work to have the justice go in their court and go in their favor, even if the shit is fucked up, you got to figure out a way to still maintain your integrity and not lose who you are in the process. And I feel you've been able to do that with the farmer. I feel that you are able to prove to people that hard work does pay off. And I feel while you may have your stalkers trying to emulate your work ethic, I feel they don't quite understand that you're serving them their shit on a golden platter, on a buffet table with all their temptations they could ever want. And I feel that your stalkers don't know that they've been Trojan horsed to basically self-sabotage with everything, and I mean every fucking thing, that can take them out. And what's interesting is it's what they asked for. They've been saying they wanted it, and now they about to get it. So update on your stalkers. Your stalkers are actually going to understand what temptation really means. I'm hearing some Coyote Ugly shit. Have you seen the movie Coyote Ugly? It takes place with a girl, I don't want to say girl, a woman from New Jersey. She goes to New York City to pursue her music career, and she falls in love and she finds her passion. But it's so beautiful because it's a bar full of like kick-ass women with a name that signifies women who ain't shit and who ugly as hell. Like, some of your stalkers are gonna meet people who have done like illusion magic to look great, but just so they can get some ass. And then afterwards they wake up, they gonna be like, maybe I was too drunk, maybe I was too high, bruh. No, that person did magic, bitch. And they was desperate enough to not control their sexual urges. They did magic on you. So now they trying to figure out, you an ugly ass bitch. How the fuck? You didn't look like that before. And the person would say, now you weren't saying that before you had sex with me. Also, some of your stalkers gonna get roofied. I'm picking up on some desperate ass energies where they like, pick me, and it's like, bitch, ain't no competition going on here. We minding our own fucking business. So some of these people are not gonna understand that while there's gonna be a lot of temptation on the table, any emotion of loneliness that they choose not to healthily heal on their own, well, it can attract codependent, abusive people who are just as afraid of loneliness too. Now, when you understand that your stalkers, their biggest fear is not being able to self-maintain. This is why they force themselves onto people in sneaky, covert ways. When I say these people are sneaky, these people is some sneaky bitches. Okay, I'm going to give y'all an example. I watched a clip of the Addams Family Values. Watch that movie. Addams Family Values. That's a good movie. Debbie. I used to like Debbie when I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. But now that I understand what a Debbie is, I get it. Debbie, before she blew up the mansion that Fester had paid for, she had spent so much money on that mansion, she had no idea she could basically put all that much wealth in a mansion. She was living in universal, unconditional wealth. So much to the point she wanted to kill Fester, and she was thinking, I'm gonna have money after she got rid of Fester. She blew up a house full of billions, trillions, bruh. But before she did it, she was in the room acting like this is how she was acting out like she would feel sad if Fester died and how he died when the police would come. When she came out, she tried to make it seem as if she was the greatest woman that you could ever have for a wife. But behind closed doors, she was plotting on how to kill that man. Now, the only thing she was offering Fester, which had him foolishly giving her large amounts of money that she had stacked away, bruh. That's why she didn't care about blowing up a billion trillion dollar fucking mansion with so much value. One would say, how the fuck did they get away with this shit? And you bought another one just as more expensive. That's how much money Fester had given Debbie, bruh. Debbie came out like Woman of the Year because the only thing she was giving Fester was sex. Fester was giving her all kinds of fucking money, bruh. This bitch has so much money, she could live decades. Well, y'all just watch Addams Family Values Pile 3. Let's just say your stalkers are going to be in for a run for their money. If you think about it psychologically, the Addams family was never worried about money. They was never concerned about money. And it's interesting that Debbie didn't know exactly how much money she had. She had no idea how much money that she had until she met the Addams family. So here's what I'll say to you guys, Pal 3. Update on your stalkers. Your stalkers are going to meet their match. Your stalkers are so greedy. They said they wanted A, B, and C, and they're going to get X, Y, and Z. Last night, but because y'all need this message, we have chef, architect, and veterinarian. Your stalkers are learning that what used to work for them is no longer working. And this is why when they meet their match, they won't see it coming. So this is why, Pile 3, I feel, when your body tells you to relax and rest and just chill, realize that something bigger than you is helping you. Make your stalkers aware that stalking people, just because you may have large sums of money, doesn't mean you can get away with stalking people. Also, your stalkers have so much money, they don't know what to do with it. But somebody and others will know what to do with it. So when they lose all their money and realize how much money they had, when I say your stalkers had so much money, they did not know what the fuck money was. They didn't realize why so many people were fighting for money. And then they were just, when you could look into their bank accounts, bruh. Also, some of their accounts gonna get hacked. Yes. But the type of money they got, it don't even exist to the average person. When they realize how much money they done went through, when I say these people, if they in debt, that most people didn't ask them to pay their debt off because that was how much money they had. But when them debt collectors start saying, I need my money, yo, it's going to be like when they realize how much debt they're in and when they realize why they did not pay people back, whoever they owe money to is going to fuck that ass up. So Pile 3, let go and let God. Your stalkers, they thought they could get away with this shit because they had a lot of money too. They had a lot of money, bruh. And you notice how I said they had a lot of money. It don't matter if they ain't got that money. They know how to get that kind of money. So your stalkers are going to experience trying to basically save their own ass from debt collectors who got used to basically saying they going to come back. They going to come back. All that money they got, they ain't paid me back yet. You filed bankruptcy? All that fucking money you had and you didn't pay me back? And I kept giving you favors? When I say your stalkers, they was reckless with they shit. Your stalkers was reckless. And it don't matter if they are in bankruptcy and they are in the negatives of how much money they fucking wasted. The debt collectors that gave them too many chances, saying, give me my money or I'm going to find a way to get that money out of you. And we're going to end your reading there, Pile 3, because it's about to get into the dark aspects of things. And I don't want you guys to have that on your brain. So without further ado, I'm going to cleanse the energy, Pile 3. But just know your stalkers ain't going to be a problem no more. Not to you, because they owe a lot of people money in very dangerous places. Oh, ooh, that's some heavy readings.